I met Ms. Miller. It was in early 2008. We were looking for a new director of our human resources department. And she was easily my first choice, my top candidate. But as it turns out, she was the top choice of my entire senior management team. She joined us in June of that year. It was Shore Memorial Hospital at the time. And I've known her ever since. I left the company in 2013, but we stayed friends and stayed in touch. She was a delightful sounding board for me. I was a regional VP for a OBGYN physician placement company. It was extremely helpful. I retired in 2018, but we've stayed in touch ever since, and I followed her career. Nicole had far and away the best background and understanding of human resource law, OSHA requirements, FEMA requirements, FMLA, all the various hospital regulatory agency requirements, and she had a tremendous amount of work experience. And so she came to us extremely well prepared and experienced, and it did not take her very long to come on board. She jumped right in and took the reins, despite the fact that we hadn't had a HR director for several months. And so it was a wonderful transition. And it was interesting. She quickly developed a rapport with the directors and the managers in the hospital, and it wasn't long before the employees found that she was a very knowledgeable and trustworthy person to go to, and they quickly respected her and held her in extremely high regard. So Nicole, she was extremely conscientious. She would do whatever needed to be done. And made sure that things were done correctly and on time. As you know, hospitals are a microcosm of the community in general. You have very well-trained and skilled clinicians, physicians, nurses, pharmacists, and we've got also positions that required only a high school diploma or GED to be successful. Nicole interacted with all of them with ease. Whether it was making a presentation to the management team, whether it was making a presentation to a medical staff group, or whether it was talking with the employees about benefits or changes in our insurance plan or things like that. She was extremely comfortable and well versed, and quickly developed a rapport with all of them. She also periodically had to prepare and present reports to the Board of Trustees. And she was, the board thought that she was wonderful. Her reports were concise, succinct. She presented them extremely well. They too, I looked good because she looked good in front of my board. It was a delightful situation. It's kind of a buzzword now, and actually a little bit old-fashioned, but she had a servant leadership kind of a style. She made sure that my managers had the tools they needed, not just the employees, but the training, the background, the understanding of whatever the legal requirements might be, the regulatory requirements might be, to make sure that the employees were well placed and able to do their jobs like they needed to. She was extremely helpful to me with physician recruitment as well, and that was wonderful. She also handled what other people might consider mundane tasks, like if an employee had a question about retirement benefits or FMLA and what they needed to do and how that was going to affect their position, all those types of things she handled with ease, but also with the appropriate level of concern and attention to detail that the employees needed to get the answers that they should get when trying to follow up on those things. So she had a great attention to detail. So Nicole was very adaptable. She took the whole merger in stride. I mean, a lot of people might not have been able to handle all the HR requirements with M&A, merger and acquisition activity, but it wasn't a problem with Nicole, despite the fact that she'd never been through that type of a situation before. And the thing about Nicole that was so good, she could anticipate problems before they became problems. And so you'll often hear managers say that problem avoidance is a key to good management. It doesn't mean avoiding the issue. It means addressing the issue before it becomes a problem. Nicole excelled at that. She was just the best I've ever seen. So far and away, I think Nicole's integrity is her greatest strength. She could always be counted on to do the right thing for the right reasons. I never found, in all my years of working with her, I never found any weakness that needed to be addressed. She stayed abreast of changes in the law, changes in the regulations, changes in the environment, and I couldn't have asked for a better HR director. Well, I think you can tell from this discussion that I hold Ms. Miller in extremely high regard. The thing is, if I were the CEO of an organization, not just a healthcare organization, any organization, if I was CEO of an organization that needed an HR director or a VP of human resources or a consultant to my department, Nicole Miller is the first person that I would go to. She is far and away the best HR director that I've worked with.